Hi everybody, this is Julie Bean with Beadaholique, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy DIY earring using a lark's head knot for your chain. So for doing lark's head knots, usually you do it with like leather cord or some type of fiber textile, but you can also do it with chain, and it's a really easy way of attaching a component such as this ring by Zola Elements. So it's a really fun, easy earring, and we're going to do it together here in this video. So what you're going to need, you will need some type of ring. There's lots of different rings out there. This is by Zola Elements, but this is nice because there's not a hole in it. So you often look at these components and you think, well, how do I attach that? So a lark's head knot is perfect for this. You're going to be using some chain. We're going to be cutting it. Then you're going to need an earring hook. I've also got an eye pin and a pretty bead. I'm using these Prestige crystal beads. They are in a dark rose, so they're like a really pretty pinky purple color. Then you're going to need a ruler, a pair of chain nose pliers, a pair of cutters, and a wire looping or round nose plier as well. So it's going to be quick and easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. I'm going to clear off my table just a little bit so we can see what we're working with here. So to start, we're going to measure 4 inches of chain. So I've got my ruler. And you'll want to measure the same amount for both earrings, of course, because that's what's going to make them lay, not lay, but kind of dangle properly when you wear them. So I'm just going to line up my chain, and I'm measuring 4 inches. I'll come in with my cutter. If you're not familiar with cutting chain, you just cut through one of the links. So I measured off where the 4 inches was, and I'll just snip it off here. Save your extra lengths for another project. You will use it for sure another time. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do first though is I'm gonna make my little connector. So this is gonna be what's gonna attach the chain to at the end of the day. And so I'm going to go ahead and put a bead onto this eye pin, and I'm gonna make a little loop on the other side. So I'm just gonna grab my wire looping pliers, squeeze. They do some of the work for me. If you're not familiar with wire looping pliers, they're really great. They're super easy to use, and they just save some time and energy when you're making loops. But you can also use round nose, of course, too. Either work great. Okay, gonna trim off the excess. And I'm gonna straighten up that little loop while I'm here, just so that it is nice and ready to go for whatever application I use it for. So I've got loops on either side of my little bead now. Now to make the lark's head knot, what you're going to do is you're going to fold your chain in half, basically, lining up the 2 ends. So you're gonna line up the 2 ends together, like so that they're even. You can kind of see that they're even right there. You're going to take your ring, put the chain through it, and there's going to be, this is the doubled part down here. So there's like a little hole here. You've got like a little area. So you're gonna take it, it's gone through the ring. Now you're gonna take both your chains, push them through that little loop while you're holding on to them, and pull. And there you've got that lark's head knot now on your ring. So we didn't have to use any type of jump ring attachment or anything like that. So now let's see if our ends are still lined up. And they're not quite even. So what you're going to do, they're just a little bit off. So what you're going to do is you're just going to grab them, put them back so they are even when you're holding them. And then you're going to jiggle your chain a little bit. So you're going to wiggle it. You can open up that loop a little bit, jiggle it, and just pull it. And what it does is it starts to align very nicely together. So now all we have to do is attach our components together. Okay, to attach everything together, go back and grab your piece that you already made. You're just gonna open up this little loop. And then onto this loop, you're gonna slip your 2 chains. Now you can do this in a couple different ways. You can lay it down on your table and just try to go through them. So that is actually sometimes the easiest, or you can lift them up. So we're just gonna look right here. There's 1 chain on that little link now, and now we're just gonna set the other one on there as well. It's almost like you're fishing. So you just kind of gotta dangle it out and then try to get it on to basically your little fishing hook here. Okay, and it went on. So you see here, you've got them both slipped on there. So now what you need to do is you need to close up your loop while they are still on there. And just make sure you close that loop up nice and tight. So you've got a complete little loop there. Now you've got your chain. And at this point, you can also just double check that your chain is nice and even. Kind of pull it out if you need to and then pull it back. But again, you see that nice knot right there, that lark's head knot. Okay, to attach your earring hooks, super simple, the easiest part of the whole project. So earring hooks have a little loop at the base. You just kind of scooch it out a little, open it up a little bit, slip on your loop at the top of your bead and close it on up. So easy peasy. So there you go. Now you've got your lark's head chain, lark's head knot chain earring. So there we go. Really easy project, fun to do that. You could also make a necklace too. You could do the lark's head knot and then just have the necklace chain come out from here and then put a clasp on it as well. So you could also do that for your attachment method as well. So anything you can do a lark's head knot with, like with leather cord and such, you can also do it with chain as well. Thanks for watching. Check out our other videos over at beadaholique.com.